problems today, but we're going to do this again. So basically doing and referring a business, you want to refer one, it's going to represent your investment, right, in the program. Now, if you end up wanting to refer two to the program, the only reason you would refer two is to be able to have your sharing part of the program covered. So all of a sudden, if you want to be exclusive in the community, which is $99.90, 50% of whatever you refer would come back to you. So therefore, if you want to refer, if you refer two, it covers your membership. So some people are like, I need to be exclusive. I don't have the money to do it. I want to refer two. That's a way for, again, you not to have to put money into the program. But in general, if you're just going to be a leader, if you're going to be an educator, something like that, you refer one and done. There's nowhere else, I guarantee you, that comes that says only make one sale forever, only make one referral. That's all we want you to do. And as long as that's active, that's an active investment. And as long as you have an investment coming in, you're going to have sharing coming back out. That's how we work. So it's pretty simple that way. Our businesses and our communities also become set up with a referred program. Our goal is that if you're not referring 35 businesses, you're referring one, you're going to probably know something about that business. It's a business you know. It's a business you trust. It's a business you work with. So therefore, we get to build this great referral network of businesses that we all love and trust that come together and support each other. Having one business in profession also ensures that we secure the supply chain. One of our biggest goals is to make sure that we have everything we need locally. I believe times are hard. I don't think they're going to get any better anytime soon. I think the economy's rough. If you talk to any economics, any things like that, there's too many catastrophes, too much stuff going on. So it's time for us as a people to protect ourselves. And this is a way we can do it. We can get different types of businesses within our community, all of the support we need, and have somewhere to go for everything we need. So that's how we're doing it, and that's why we're doing it. And this is the simple, easiest process. I truly think it can't get easier than this. First and foremost, everything that we're going to discuss today, you're going to get in a manual. So it's all going to be written out. So even if you don't pay attention today, it's all in a book. So today you're going to be issued a manual that will have everything you need, actually all steps 1 through 4. So if you're a person that likes to read ahead, likes to study, wants to know everything, we're going to teach you every week the step-by-step. I'm going to be like, if I was taking biology in course, I'm the instructor teaching you, but you could read the whole book if you wanted to. That's what you're going to get today is the manual. So you'll be able to have that. But we're going to have these steps to make sure that you succeed, that you have time to answer the questions. The goal is to be able to complete these steps and hopefully have you be able to, in about 2 to 6 months, having you make about $5,000 to $10,000 a month from this program. I don't know of another program out there that says refer one and you're done, and then help a few other people, and we're going to get to those numbers. One of the ways that we do that is by completing these steps in a quick, if it takes you all month to do it, you're going to be at 6 months. If it takes you the 2 or 3 weeks to do it, you'll be closer to 2 to 3 months. So the time period depends on the time and commitment, how fast you get it done. That's what, since we added an extra class in here so that you could do this twice a week and get it done faster and make money faster. So we're going to teach you how to refer the one business today. And then your whole goal is to set up 4 other people to do the same. So it's going to be pretty simple. You're going to refer that one business, and then that becomes your investment. And then how that investment grows is having 4 other people do that. And the compounding interest is going to compound, and you can make more money in this. So again, the time's going to depend on how fast everybody does the said process. Everybody should have it done in a month. These courses we're doing back-to-back 2 weeks. You should have it done in a month. Just do the steps and it'll be pretty easy. Our program, like we said, is the 1 in 4. The process is you bring on one business that's paying, that's your investment, and then 4 community members for free. Now, this is really, really exciting. If you are starting your own community, listen up for this. If you're starting or want to start your own community, you actually are going to do the same process, right? Refer one business and 4 that are free, but only the person who sets up a community gets to refer 4 businesses for free because they're setting up that first community to start. So if you start your own community, your business, and then 4 other businesses that may need help that are willing to run the community with you and your community event, because they're willing to take the time to do that, will get their membership for free. So you're still at the one business I refer and 4 coming in, but those 4 coming in can be businesses and they get their membership for free. So that's going to be 10 times easier to be able to come on board, because you're like, hey, it's free. And if you help me serve, it's a once a month meeting, not too hard. We get our membership for free. So great thing to invite your friends to. Also, they get to be a part of this. They complete the process. We get our communities up and growing really fast, and it'll be awesome. So we get to be able to get all of that done in the program. So really quick, we're going to do some open discussions as we go through here. What type of businesses do you think are most valuable to have in a community other than your own? What type of businesses do you guys think are important? And we're just going to go through and ask a few questions just to get your mind going. When you're starting to think of businesses you can refer or businesses you know, what type of businesses are important to have in a community? Any thoughts on that? Go ahead and raise your hand or take yourself off mic. Or I'm just going to call on you guys.
Mobile notary.
Global notary. That would be awesome. Awesome.
No, mobile, not global.
Oh, mobile notary. Okay. There we go.
Where she comes to you.
That is very good. Mobile notary. I
have one.
That's great. Who else would be good to have in a community?
A realtor.
A realtor would be really good.
Local restaurants.
Local restaurants. We all go shop. We all eat. We need that. And these are good things to think of. What does a community want? You know, they want people to come to them. Mobile, you would want something like that. Eatery, things like that. What else would be good to have in a community?
Local chiropractors.
Oh, all the health professions, right? Chiropractors, eye doctors, all of those things.
Naturopaths.
Absolutely. All of those things. Anything else, Brent?
Trade workers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians.
Yes, yes. So you guys are starting to get it now, like everything. And then in addition, I always think of like milk producers, chicken, all of this stuff, right? Everything we're going to need. So all of you have to know somebody who does something. And so making that referral should be pretty simple in doing that, because actually we have a list of over 200 businesses in each community that we need just as a base. And plus there's additional things that we're going to need that we don't even think about, but a base of over 200. So there are a ton, and that's listed in your back office. So, so you guys can be able to find that, and it's all listed in the training manual. So you'll be able to see actually the names of the businesses. So you can think why it is. Now, when you're ready to go and message a business about what they're going to do, it's the same process for those of you who've been around. It's going to be so easy. You get to invite them to be a part of the podcast. In our training manuals, we have the exact information set out for them that they're able to have and read. So you just copy and paste. The only thing that you may change is, oh, I don't want you to be the only dentist. I want you to be the only plumber. I want you to be whatever, and represent that in our community. And you're going to invite them to a podcast, and you're not going to charge them. And they get to be a part of the community. And we're going to start broadcasting them for the first 30 days. So they get to have social media and all this stuff. So this is a great thing that we're doing. No cost. I'm going to be honest with you. Each one of our podcasts costs about $150 to produce. So I'm just putting that out there. So we're actually truly giving them a gift. The work that we do, that you guys get to refer these people to, is an awesome opportunity for them to be a part of that. So you get to invite them. The only problem I will tell you is when you put these invitations out, and especially when we post them, you will actually get a huge response. Usually we get people are like, how do I get people to respond? It's not an issue. We've had people say, what do I do? I have 250 people that are responding. So that's why at first, we recommend you to message just the people you really want. If you're having problems, then you can do posts with that message. But again, all that things you copy and paste are going to be in the email sent to you. Now, why do you guys think it would be valuable to have people on a podcast? Why would people want to be on a podcast?
Credibility. Share their information.
Yeah, credibility, share their information. Now, thinking on a different, why is it important as a community that we want them on our podcast? Why do you think we want them to come there first?
So people know about them.
Yeah, we want people to know about them. But another thing is, just so we can do, is somebody said credibility, but so we can check their credibility. We know if a business is going to come on board and say who they are and be on and be recorded, they probably have to be an upstanding business. If they don't want to be featured on a podcast and they don't want to share, then they might have something to hide. And also we make sure when we interview them that they are credible businesses, that they're not some porn place that's doing something really shaky that we're not sure we would want to support. So we want to make sure that we have great businesses and great values that we can give. So it's a way that we can kind of double check who they are coming to the community also. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go back to sharing. Okay, so we can see why it's important and why we do the podcast. The second thing is after they respond to you and say, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to be on a podcast. You're going to make 2 appointments with them. Okay, so 2 appointments. Number 1, we want them to come and experience the podcast, right? So we talked with them about that. So we're going to talk about how we do that. And the second one, you're going to meet with them individually to see how they want to move forward after the podcast. So there's those 2 appointments they're going to make. So when they respond, we have a typed out message that you're going to send. This is very simple. You don't even have to think about it. It gives you the schedule of the podcast and tells them that you need to book a time with you. So you don't even, when they respond, you're going to alter this according to the dates of the podcast and ask them when they want to respond and book a time with you. If you guys already have a scheduler, you can actually put your calendar link there. If not, you'll have to talk with them back and forth about the time that they would want to schedule. But they will know from this message that they need to make those 2 appointments with you. And again, all typed up and ready. You just automate it for yourself and put your information. When you guys schedule the podcast with us, when you guys schedule the podcast, you guys, for those who haven't done it, will actually be on people4peoplenow.com. It's super simple to schedule them a podcast. If they wanted May 10th, you would have just selected May 10th. You will put their name and their information in there and then put yourself as a referral. I'm going to say this very loudly. So listen to this. Do not give this link out because every person, I don't care who it is, they'll say it and they know it's their best friend and they put who referred you and they'll put Facebook. And even though it's required, they'll say internet or they'll say my friend or they'll say whatever. They usually don't have your name. And if we want to be able to track them as your referral, make sure you book this appointment for them. And all you need is their name and their email. Because if you don't, they won't put you as a referral. We've had that problem too many times, but also you're able to track it. The other reason why you want to track of when they put that, because if they book appointment on the 10th, you're going to want the follow-up either later that day or the next day as soon as possible for you to follow up with them to complete them going through these steps. So when you follow up with an appointment and you may think, well, I'm brand new. Why would I do a follow-up? I don't know what I'm talking about. Guess what? That's why you get to bring your parent with you or the person who referred you. They will join you with you on that first appointment so that you guys can both talk to them and be able to answer your questions. However, again, manual super important. When you talk to them in the manual, it will have a list of questions that you ask and what you do with them. It is so easy. The chart is right there. You don't even have to think about what you're talking about them. Please go through the manual. It'll ask them exactly what to say to them and what to do. Your mentor, again, your parent will help you go through that. They will be able to choose from these simple options. Everybody gets to choose whether they want to be a free community member, a community educator, which is this program so that they can share in the profits, a business member that is at the national level, not exclusive, which is $49, or the exclusive member that's $99, or if they're served, then they can also get it for $49. So if you're serving or don't want exclusivity, it's $49. But if you're a regular paying member that's not going to serve and you just want to be exclusive, then that's going to be $99. So those are the only memberships they have. Or if they're a community member and want to grow and not have it worry about a business membership, that's again where you guys are. You get to come, experience, grow, share in the profits, and then pay for what you want later. Or if they're like, actually, that was great. I just want a community membership. You can sign them up for that. You will need to make sure a lot of you already have this, but if you don't have it, make sure you have a Zoom or video call. If you're talking to a business, it's just so much better to be able to have a video call system. It's so much more personal. It's so much more professional. And the number one reason, I think, is because people can trust you. If they see your face, you're not afraid to hide who you are and what you're doing. So if you're over video call, it's much more trustworthy and things to, and you're just helping them. You're just engaging them and showing them how to be a part of the program. So we encourage you with the second appointment that you do it over video call. We just talked about that, so we're jumping through so we can get through on time. When you sign them up for their training, so afterwards, if they're like, yeah, I want to share in the profits, I want to do that. then you will enroll them into the community educator program. If they're like, nope, I just want to be an exclusive business, then you're going to enroll them into the business educator program. And I will show you that in just 1 second. So just to review for you guys, and we're going to quiz you guys about this in just a second, but there are these basic memberships that you're going to have to choose from. So number one, if somebody comes and has on the podcast and they're a business member and they were like, hey, that was awesome, whatever. And they're like, but I don't think I want to do anything. Say, great, still shop local, support our local businesses, listen to our podcast. We're going to give you a free community membership. That's for somebody who's decided that they don't want to engage. Honestly, that's usually about 5% of the population, just so you guys know. Last week, we did about 23 people and I had one. So there will be those few who just want a community membership. It's not a large population, but that's them. If those who want to be community educators, they're like, yeah, I want to do this. We're not going to sign them up as community educators until they've brought on their first business. We want them to be going through the process before they do that, but they can sign up and they will be going into this program, which we'll show you in just a second. If they're a business member, sorry, we're almost done. If they're a business member who doesn't have exclusivity, again, that's $49.95 a month. If they're exclusive member, again, $99.90. If they're willing to serve, they can still be exclusive and serve, but they're serving for $49. So they get that discount because they're serving. So they either get to not have exclusivity for $49, or they get to serve and have exclusivity for $49, or they're an exclusive member for $99, where they don't have to serve, but they get to have the exclusivity. When we talk about exclusivity in the program, if you're wondering if they have it or not, it is in the back office under every community. You can see the exclusive list and those who are filled out. If the exclusivity is taken, maybe we sign up 2 at the same time or something like that. Nobody will actually be assigned. When people sign up and purchase a program, their cards are not charged for 7 days. We email all of them and make contact with them and say, please meet with us before your 7-day free trial so we can make sure. So if 2 people signed up at the same time, we'll be able to find out and make sure the right person gets that or give them a refund. That's why we make sure everybody who comes onto the program, if you made a mistake and signed them up, if you did something wrong, we're going to check with them at corporate, meet with them and make sure that you guys did it right and make sure they're getting the things before their cards are even charged. So we want to make sure that they're signed up correctly and that they're done correctly. We'll double check that on the back end. Also, if they're wanting to serve in the community, we're going to see the service opportunities and explain to them on that phone call. You guys won't have to worry about this, how they're going to serve and the opportunities to serve and where to plug them in. So before we do all of that, we're going to show you how you do this together. Okay. So if we have somebody, we're going to go right here and we're going to say, I'm just going to pretend right now because it's so much fun to pretend. I'm going to pretend Barb Pasuco has just come to the program. And so I say, awesome, Barb, we've loved having you here. And I've messaged her this and I say, hey, let's have you be on a podcast. And she says, okay, I'd love to. And I say, we have these times available. We're going to have, we have the 7th, 8th, and 9th at 10, 12, or 11. And I'll put this in a message. And she'll say, I can do the 12 o'clock. So I would just select a time here. I would select, okay, RSVP. And I'm going to go ahead and RSVP here. I'm just going to put her name, her last name, her email. And then I'm going to put who referred her. That's the most important part. And then you submit. And guess what? They get all the information. They're going to get the email with all the links, all the questions, all the stuff to prepare them for the podcast. You're done. You don't have to do anything else. Just fill out that form to schedule them. And then the second thing is that you are going to make them an appointment with you after you know the time of the podcast to say, how do you want to go into the program? So now all of a sudden, Barb's been at the podcast. She thought it was awesome. And she's meeting with you right now for her follow-up appointment. So as you meet for the follow-up appointment, you're still going to go back to the People for People now. And again, this is all handwritten, even in more detail than I'm going to in the manual. So you can look through that process there. But I'm going to go, okay, she's ready to go and she wants to be a part of this program. I'm going to go through the program and say, did you want to be a community educator and do this training program, these steps 1 through 4 that we're going through so that I don't have to train you or tell you about it? Then you're going to sign her up for the community educator and have her join that. Otherwise, if she's like, nope, I don't want to do this. I'm a business. I just want to learn about the 33. I want to learn about networking, workshops, all that. you're going to assign them into the business training community. So if they are a business who wants to be trained just for business and doesn't want to share in the profits, doesn't want to grow, doesn't want to expand, doesn't want to serve, doesn't want to do any of those, they just want exclusivity, they will go into business training. If they want the community educator program, you're going to click that. Again, you will click that and sign them up. So you get to pick between those. These other communities, they can join once they're a part of the program, but these are the main 2 training communities that you just select from. So basically, if they're community educator training, you're going to select that. They will go to that. If they are a business training community, they will go to the business training community. Then, last but not least, you get to decide the plan. So if they were a community member who said, I just want to be a community member, they're part of that 5% that doesn't want to do anything else or wants to learn, they will actually be able to go right here into the community membership, and you'll be able to select them and they will be able to sign up, and they're going to get a free community membership. So you will be able to sign them up for free on the community membership. If they are a plan and they want to be able to do a deluxe, the $49.90, they either want to serve or be national, they can start their free trial. Okay, this is their 7-day free trial, so that they will not be charged for 7 days while we make sure that that's exactly what they want. So you're just basically lining them up and putting them with us so we can clear them and get them up and set them up correctly in their back office, all the training stuff that you guys don't have to worry about. They will be set up as a deluxe member in that free trial. For their exclusive membership, again, same thing, but they're going to start their free trial. Now, if they become a community educator, remember, under the plans, they already signed up for the plan here, for the program to be a community educator. Once they've gone into that program, they're going to meet with you, right? They will meet with you, the parent, and say, hey, guess what? I have a business. To make sure they meet with you and you know what you're doing, you'll meet with them. Once they meet with you on a business, you'll help them sign up for the educator program at that point. Now, the great news about everything I just said is you can learn all of that in the manual that you're going to get sent out to you, number 1. And number 2, you don't have to do any of this alone. You will be doing it with your mentor the first 2 times. It is very, very simple. It's all written out. You just plug them into the right place. Plug them into the community educator training so you don't have to train them. Plug them into the business if you want to do that. Plug them into being a free community member. Whatever they're doing, you just plug them in. Hey, do you want to come and help us build this community? Great. 90% of the people, all you want to do is plug them into this meeting. We're going to train them on the processes. We're going to train them on how they do it. We're going to make sure that they're able to lead and grow and expand so you don't have to do anything. Your goal is just to plug them in and give them the links to the right things. Have them come to the podcast, get the trainings, and then meet with them and then see, do you want to be a business or do you want to expand or do you want to share in the profits? Let me plug you in to the right meetings. So that is the process. It'll be pretty simple the first time you do it. Again, meet with your mentor. They'll help you walk you through. After you've done it a time or 2, you'll be like, okay, that was so easy. And then you'll be able to help your children as they do it too. So that is the process and the ease of signing up the businesses. And you're going to get a manual again that's going to actually have 40 pages of information. So it goes through anything that you would technically have a question on. It's all explained there. But any questions right now before we go from there? Wow, really? We understood it that well? Yay, that's so good. Okay, well, we will go ahead.
I have a question. I think someone put it in the text, but I had the same question. The times that are on the calendar, what time zone are those?
Those are all Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Everything we do in the community, no matter what we do, is all in Pacific Standard Time. We'll try to update that sometimes, but yes, in general, everything, no matter what we do, no matter when we do it, it is all listed in Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Barb.
Again, for those like myself who obviously at this moment doesn't have a community because I'm over the border.
Yes, I want to talk about that.
Okay, I just wanted to know if I'm inviting
yes, people... we want to invite international now. Yay.
Okay.
So let's talk about that. So those who are outside of this country, we have two things that are starting. Number one, we are starting our own Spanish community. So those who speak different languages, we will have Spanish available. So yay, that'll be starting in this next month. You can actually send people to our Spanish trainings in our Spanish community, which will be awesome. Number two is those who are international are now welcome to be a part of this program. They can join, purchase memberships. For those who want to grow and share in the profits, the only thing that we can do at this point until we get licensed to go into each of these countries is right now they get to play in our playground. So if they are international, they get to join national groups. They get to be a part of that. They can do that. If they want to share in the profits, they will have to set up a checking account or a banking account in the US so that we can pay them that way. So if they are sharing in the profits, they will have to have a US banking account. That is how we can make sure that technically they become like an American employee that we're hiring, that we're saying we can hire you and you're working here in America if they have an American account. If they don't have an American account, then they can't share in the profits, but they can still be a member of the organization. Okay, so just to kind of clarify that and how that's working. Tina.
Is there a copy of the email that they get once the podcast is scheduled? You said it automatically sends them an email. Is there a copy of that in the manual?
There isn't, but honestly, I'm going to tell you something. If you would like one, then just register for a podcast and you'll get sent it to you.
Okay, I'm just curious because I know when I first had my podcast, I know it was early, but I was kind of like dumbfounded. I was like, I had no idea what to expect when I went to my podcast, and it was fine when I got there, but I was just kind of like, what do I
Yeah,
expect?
and also, we love also more feedback. So as you guys are going through this program, if you find things that even as you're going through the manual or something, come back with questions or come back with thoughts, especially those of you who are now going to be leading communities. We do have, and I'll put this in every community. We do have a leadership open-ended question answer. What can we fix? How can we make things better for this community? And that is on Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Any leaders or any people who want to grow and expand and do that can join that Tuesday open discussion meeting to answer questions, things we can improve, things we can help with each other. So at any time, if you are available or want to join, everybody is welcome. That's what we have, a 30-minute open discussion, question answer. How can we fix? How can we make things better? New things that are happening. So as a leader, that's a great place to come. And if you have questions or have insights, to come and participate with that. So just for those of you who are aware.
I got one other question. It said
Sure.
in the email to let somebody know like where you like could see yourself being as far as positions and stuff. But should I let Katrina know about that?
Exactly. That's exactly. Exactly. You go to your mentor, the leader of your community, or the person who referred you to the program. Make sure you contact them and say, hey, I'm ready to do this. I want to start this community, or I want to do this. Let them know and they'll plug you in correctly. Because to start a community, especially if you're ready to start a community, if you want to do national, local, we have to know it corporate so that we can line you up correctly with the correct training. Because this is the basic training. If you want to do more of that community training, we're going to be adding that, but it's a step-by-step process. We don't want to add too much at once. That's another reason why we're giving you guys the opportunity, because it's about 5 to 10 hours of work. This training will be after you do the 2 half an hours. You're going to also do an extra hour this week of referring your business. So some people, it's like, I'd rather get the 5 to 10 hours done in 2 weeks than dragging it out over a month. But some people would rather just only do 2 hours a week. So however you want to do that, you can. But when you add and build a community, then that'll be a separate training. So we're never adding too much to your schedule at once, but you're able to get to it faster if you would like to.
Jennifer, I have a quick question. What was that time for the open discussion?
It's at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Now, clarifying, this Tuesday is our week off, so we will not have that open discussion this week, except for our trainings. We will have trainings because we don't want people to get behind on trainings. But every other meeting we will not have as part of our 8 weeks that we have off. Just so everybody knows, next week there will not be, but the week after we will have that meeting. The other thing that I just have to say, our community last week, just from what we have, I was notified already, and I know we have tons of you who are still working through this process. I was notified already After our last meeting, which we had about 30 just of our leaders, we are starting 12 new communities just from last week already that are starting. So imagine we only need to be in 50 communities in 50 states. How fast from 1 week? I know we're going to have another half dozen or so they're going to want to be starting. The sooner you get to your community, the sooner you get that started, the more you're going to have underneath you, the more residual income that's going to be coming back. And it shouldn't be, like we said, our goal is to make this a 2 to 3 hour at most commitment every week. And after you've set it up, it should be 1 hour or less. So it shouldn't be a huge time, but a huge return on your investment. So excited to have you guys a part of that. Any other questions before we jump off? Okay, this is so fun. And then last but not least, we get to build community, guys. We're going to bring communities back together, build all these businesses that we get to shop at, have community members that actually shop with them, support each other, grow our local economy, and do some really good stuff in the world. So grateful to have you here and a part of that. And we will see you next Tuesday. And if you're available, it will be next Thursday. Again, sorry, 4:30 Pacific time. I will send that in the email so you guys are aware with that. Linnell.
Quick question. Where can we see the existing communities?
All in the back office. So you will see
Okay.
those back offices. The 12 that we have confirmed will not be self-populated for another week or so till we make sure we have the leadership. So you'll see, I don't know, about 10 or 15 right now. And then next week, you'll see about 20 or 30 and it'll keep growing. But you'll find them all
Okay.
in the back office under resources under the community educator.
I don't think I'm still set up for back office.
Well, then that's why you want to talk to the person who referred you and we'll get
Okay.
you signed up and enrolled in that program. So that's what you do as a
Okay.
community educator. We want to make sure, and that's why you guys are going through these steps. If you have not been enrolled as a community educator, this is the week that when you refer your business or talk to your person of referral or what you want to do, you talk to that person, we make sure you're enrolled so we can catch everybody and make sure they're enrolled in that program. So
Okay. Thank you.
Is that also where we would apply to open our community?
yeah, so if you have a mentor, anybody that you know, if you want to open your community, you contact the person who referred you. So you could talk to me or whatever, but
Yeah.
whoever referred you to the program, then you want to make sure you contact them and say, hey, I think I want to do this. I want to try to make sure that I have that. So next week, and the reason why you want to decide this week, next week is our week that we're going to get our 4 people. If you've decided you want to start a community, your 4 people will be the 4 free businesses. And you're already ready to go by next week. So you have that process, they start the training and it goes from there. So that way you can do that. And then within 6 weeks, your community is done set up. You only did a little bit. And if you have any problems with referring, I promise you, use the posts we have and you will have so many referrals, you won't know what to do with. So it's not amount and it's not a matter of, oh, I don't know if I know that many people. I don't know if this will work. It's a matter of just doing the steps. Because if you in there, we give you the message to send. If that doesn't work, make the post. The post is in there. That post, now, when we tell you to post in your businesses or post for those people, when you make your post, make sure that you post in multiple groups. Because not all groups are created equally. The only problem I've ever had is somebody said, well, I made a post and nothing happened. Well, if you go to that group and nobody reads it, and that group's not an active group, then you're not going to get any results from it. So you kind of have to look at your groups, make sure that they're active. And if you don't know, just post in a couple of groups. So if you post in 3 or 4 groups, you're going to get a response. Donna, I think, had this experience at first where she was like, oh, I'm not getting any responses until she posted in the right groups. And then she's like, oh, well, I got responses. That's how that works. So do the steps. If you had not success in this week, come back next week. We will do training again. We will go through every step. So if you have questions, you can always do step 2, 1 or 2 more times. Ask more questions here. We're here to stay after as long as you guys need to answer the questions to make sure. So after you've made your post next week on Tuesday, if you have questions about the step 2 or didn't complete step 2 of referring a business, come back next week and learn how to do that. Ask more questions if you have things. But it should be, again, you will receive the manual. It has every step, every post to make, how to do it, all laid out very simply. You guys will get that by tomorrow. You'll have all of that information emailed to you guys. Make sure that you have that. And then, but next week, if you have your business, you've already referred them, you've already started that process, Then we're going to start on the people so that you can build your communities. Okay?
So just to
Any other questions?
Just to be clear, next Tuesday there's still a meeting like this one?
Yes. Normally
2
we
p.m.
don't do it during Memorial Week,
1
but we
p.m.
don't want to get behind on training. So we will have this meeting next Tuesday.
Okay.
Every other meeting canceled. Okay. We don't do those meetings because it's that week. But this week, there will be that meeting. Okay. Exciting stuff. Any other questions, guys? Mary Ann.
Are you going to be adding more podcast times? Because when I went there was just, I think today or something, and then,
No,
Are there
yeah,
more?
we've already added more. There's about 10 on there today.
oh,
So if you go there today, there's about 10. We will add more as needed. We didn't do very many the first week or so, just because we know you guys are still in training. So we're adding them as needed, but as soon as one fills up, we'll add 2 or 3 more. So we'll keep
Okay.
adding them as needed.
all right, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I think we're good to go. Very awesome. We'll talk to you guys later, and we'll keep growing and changing our communities as people for people.
Bye, everybody.